Welcome back on another episode of the Smart Talk, where we talk about real struggles, real stories, and entrepreneurs that came from the ground up. Today, I have a very, very special guest here today. I got one of Albuquerque's most local females in Albuquerque, Madissyn Hunt, in the building.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
It's great to
Thanks for
have you.
having me.
Yeah, I
Of
got you. I
course.
appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so a lot of people know you through Instagram, through your husband. You know, you're a pretty big figure here in
Yeah.
Albuquerque. I want everyone kind of get the inside scoop of like what you were before
Yeah.
you became a grown woman. You know, the trials and tribulations you faced when you were a kid. So tell me a
Yeah.
little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, so everybody has a backstory, right? I think we all kind of come from some sort of dirt. I grew up in a split household. My parents divorced when I was pretty young, so I pretty much raised my siblings. So from there, I kind of was already in a leadership role. And then I got my first job when I was 16, and I've been hustling ever since. So I did 10 years prior to what I'm doing now in the bar industry. So I have a lot of friends in the bar industry. That was a lot of fun. That was a old time in my life. And then when I was 26, I graduated with my nursing degree with my bachelor's, and I started my career then. So it's been now, I can't believe I've been a nurse for 5 years, but here I am, and I'm going back for my master's later this year so I can be a family nurse practitioner and open up my own business doing that as well. And then right when I was starting my career is actually when I met Donald. So it was kind of like a blessing in disguise, because the person that I was prior to meeting him, coming from the bar industry, I was a huge
Wait,
drinker.
can you tell the audience who's your husband?
Oh yeah, so if you don't know Donald Sanchez, I definitely recommend that you go and follow him, official Donald Sanchez, on Instagram. He is a local bare-knuckle fighter here in Albuquerque. He's born in Farmington, but he is a local Albuquerque fighter, and we're fighting for the title here on June 6th. So we're really excited for him. He's bringing home the gold. He's going to be the champ at his weight class. It's 175. I'm super pumped for him. So he is the other side. Like, that's my soft side.
Yeah.
He lets me stay feminine, but he encourages me to be like an entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur himself. So if you don't know about him, he owns a roofing company. He's a general contractor. So he does like remodels and new builds. He subcontracts out like any gravel work, shingles, that sort of thing. But he's really big in the community, I think, too. Our focus right now, so we purchased a gym in August, and that has been, it's just been crazy, to be really honest. We weren't anticipating purchasing a gym that soon. He honestly didn't even really want a gym. But since he has gotten it now, I kind of am the general manager of the gym on top of working nursing full time. So when I do home health nursing right now, so where I'm traveling a lot. And if I'm not with patients, I'm usually doing stuff with the kids and really answering anything that they might have, working on new protocols. I'm trying to work with a PA here in town, and we're going to be doing like a wellness clinic in the facility as well, focused on more like recovery aspect and functional medicine, and not so much of the Western medicine, even though that's great too. But we're really more focused on bringing recovery to it. So
What made you guys want to buy a gym?
we didn't. We didn't want one.
How did that happen?
So
Tell us
one of
the
our
tea.
so one of our good friends, his name's Nick Gonzalez. He's also a bare knuckle fighter. I believe the last time he fought was maybe in 2023, and he's one of Donald's coaches. And so the situation that he was in, we were just wanting to help him grow as somebody in the gym community. He's really involved in like combat athletes. Atos Jiu-Jitsu is part of his business as well. So we're trying to get a space for him to kind of grow as that. And so Donald was helping a friend out. And if you know Donald, he loves, like, he'll give you the shirt off of his back. He's just a really good person when you are good to him. He's a really good friend to have. So we were talking with the owners of Absolute through a mutual friend, Sal Cisneros, which he's a really good guy. He's out of Belen, New Mexico, and he owns a gym out there, or in Los Lunas, I think is where it's at. And he hooked us up with the previous owners of Absolute Fitness, and they were just trying to get rid of gym equipment. I took Donald to Arizona for his 40th birthday last year. And that's, I guess, I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. I'm one of those ones. I don't ask questions. I just do. as I'm told. So he tells me, oh yeah, we have to get this gym equipment, blah, 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 blah. So the next thing I know, they say, oh, you have 6 days to get it. We had just gotten to Scottsdale. Like,
Oh, wow.
we're not going to be able to move that much equipment out in the time frame that they were wanting. So Donald kind of worked something out, and the next thing I know, we come back and we have a gym. So that happened really kind of fast and sudden. So it kind of put me in a position to kind of make sure that we could run the gym on our own, and hiring staff, that whole thing. It was fun.
Yeah,
Fun
well, a lot of people
transition.
don't understand about owning a gym. It's really expensive.
It's super expensive. It's super expensive. We're trying to launch right now, going 24 hours, 7 days a week. Right now, the staff that I have, I love them to death. It's a lot of kids though. So they have other priorities. They don't always want to work. It's graduation season. They want to go and hang out, go to their parties, and be off on the weekends. So I'm really pumped to launch the 24 hours here coming soon.
What's something people don't realize about owning a gym?
Definitely the cost, but more so how it's difficult to keep it clean. Like, everybody goes in there and you're gonna get dirty, and then you're dirty and you're sharing that equipment. So my biggest thing is really just being on top of cleaning and making sure that we have what people need. And then kids, we want to include a lot of kids into the gym community as well. Like, I hate to be that person, but when I see like chubby or fat kids, I'm like, come on, put them in sports. Like, they should be doing something different to kind of change their lifestyle. I don't feel like as a nurse that's setting them up for success when they're adults. We're teaching them bad habits. But if we're getting them into the gym and teaching them just the basics, whether that's running or strength training, we're giving them tools that'll actually help them for when they're older to live longer, which is really the goal. You don't want to be chubby and you can't take care of yourself and you have a fall and nobody can take care of you. I would rather live my life walking and talking as much as I can until I can't anymore, which I hope that's till I'm like 90 or 100.
Yeah. And about staffing, how difficult has that been, finding good staff? And
It's hard to
keeping
find
staff?
good staff nowadays.
Yeah.
No one wants to work.
Nobody wants to work. They all want to be on their cell phones. They all, they want to post on social media or be on social media. And it's like, honestly, it's like iPad kids. Like, they're used to looking at a screen. So when it comes to social interaction and even just, hey, how's it going? How's your day? A simple conversation can be difficult for some of them. So
Yeah.
I try to be a good leader. I try to lead by example. Like, anything that I'm asking them to do, I would do myself. Like, I would never say like, oh, you can do that, but I'm not going to do that. Like, I try to be a good leader, which that is really not necessarily new for me, but new as in like the entrepreneurial side. Like, I have a business to run, so I don't have the luxury of being like, oh, that's corporate's problem. Like,
Yeah.
no, that's my problem. Like, if you're not doing something right, it comes back and it's a reflection of me. So
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really on them about kind of like more of the customer service side. So
Have you always been into fitness, or this kind of just grew on you?
I've been into fitness. I got out of it in COVID. I got a little chubby. I was drinking a lot. I think so. I'm 5'2". I drank a lot of beer. I was working at a brewery right before COVID hit, so that was like the thing to do, was try all these different breweries and these beers. I got up to 135, and I really wasn't working out much. So when I started my nursing career, that was something that kind of helped to keep me grounded mentally, was just to go and work out for a few hours at a time and just take care of myself. That was my little getaway. And then Donald, he's an athlete. I like to think I'm athletic. And then I work out next to Donald, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm not, you're fucking crazy. Training 3 times a day. Like, I used to get up with him and go train at 5 in the morning all the time, and now our group at 5 in the morning, it's just too big. I'm very low key. I don't like being around a lot of people, so I will go on my own time now. And he's up, and I'm like, all right, I'll have your breakfast ready when you come back, and your lunch is packed, but I'm chilling. I'll go to the gym probably after this. Try
How
to
do
keep
you
myself.
find the time to be consistent with all those responsibilities you got to deal with?
I mean, it's one thing to say like you just have to do it, but really like you just have to find like that discipline to, and I'm not disciplined. I have it in me, but honest, right now, Donald comes first. Like, this championship, this belt, it means a lot to him, so it means a lot to me. So if that means I have to sacrifice my gym time to make sure that he has dinner on the table, I'm cool with that. Like, I want to make sure that he's good and he's taken care of, because this is important for him.
How does it feel that your husband's like low-key a badass in the city? Like, a lot
It's
of people
empowering.
a lot of people look up to him, and he's
Yeah.
not no normal Joe working them 9 to 5. Like, he fucks up people for a living.
I know. I mean, it's good. I think that people see him, you know, as that badass, but I get to see like the soft side of him. So I see like every single part of him I enjoy. Like, and I like to see how influential he is in the community and how many people that he actually gets to talk to and just motivate, and even they come and they work out with us, and they're like, wow, like, you guys are a good group of people. The last guy that he had fought, Harrison Aiken, I think is his last name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he is actually coming down to train and get Donald ready for this fight against Mundell. So we're really excited to have him and host him here at our house. And I just want him to focus on that and nothing else. So I don't know. Time is
Yeah, timing.
priceless.
Does it, obviously, you know, you want your husband to win, but, you know, it's bare knuckles, so it's probably bound to get pretty bloody. Like, does that, like, scare you as a wife? Like,
Yes and no. Being a nurse, I'm kind of used to like gory, bloody, that stuff doesn't bother me. Of course, it kind of hurts my heart when like he gets punched, but it also like, it fuels me to scream louder. Just kind of cheer him on. But again, like, all this training that he puts into it, it could be 3 months, 12 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is. He goes out there and gives it his all for 10 minutes. Like, and in reality, looking at all the time that he puts into that, like, that to me is more empowering, knowing that he's out there doing what he can and doing his best, and he's fucking good at it. I'm lucky, because you have some people who really aren't good at it and they're punch drunk. We know a lot of punch drunk people here in Albuquerque, and if you don't, I'm not going to name them, but you'll know who they are just by conversation with them. And you talk to Donald and it's just completely different. He's smart as fuck. I watch him train, and even his eye coordination is insane. I'm like, gosh, like, I miss all these things, and he's just so observant of even the tiniest things. So I don't know. It's empowering for sure.
what do you do as a wife to keep him motivated as far as fighting, keeping his spirits up, keeping him motivated?
Yeah. I mean, I think as a man, it kind of starts from within, right? Like, you have to have that for yourself. I don't think that for a man it comes externally. I think the best that I can do is just support him in what he wants. And that's, if that's cooking and making sure that the house is clean and doing all of that, I'm supporting it. But it comes naturally from him. Like, he is a very powerful person independently. And I think that's why I think we're a power couple. Like, both of us together, we have determination, ambition. We want so many things, and we're going to get it, but it starts from like each of us coming together and going after that. So I think for him, it definitely, it's him. He reads, he will talk to people. He's had mentorships, like, you know, Wes Watson. If you don't
I
know
think
Wes
so, no.
Watson, you got to look him up. He's a convicted felon turned multimillionaire off of YouTube. Like, he just did YouTube and would just talk shit to people, like, and people enjoy it. And Donald, him and Donald, they're friends prior to him going to prison. And so Donald had reached out to him, and they had done some mentoring, and he kind of brought Donald out of his shell to what we know Donald as, like, a little bit up to date as far as like more outspoken on social media and everything. So I think all men need other men who bring them up. And I think that it starts from within, and knowing that that's in you, and then not being intimidated by others' egos. Like, if, I don't know, it's just, that's just come from him. I don't know another way to put it.
I know you guys have high standards for you guys selves, principles, morals, and you guys want to bring in culture. What kind of culture do you guys want to bring into your guys' new gym?
So we definitely want people who are serious. We're not the cheapest gym. We don't want to be Choose. We don't want to be Define Fitness. We want you to go in and spend the money on your health and your well-being. And that's what we're trying to encourage people to do. We want you to change your life. We want you to be consistent with it and keep your word. I think the word is the only thing that anybody has nowadays, because you can say you're going to do something, then it comes with action, like following up, showing up, and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want.
Do you have any sort of programs or, I guess you say systems that differentiate you from those other gyms?
I think authenticity
Authenticity.
and genuine. Like our community, we have good people in our community, whether it's entrepreneurs or people who work in labs or people who are just everyday blue collar. Like we try to encourage everybody to come and be a part of it. And that's the thing, is it's not, people might be intimidated by it, but we're not. Like once you get in and you work out with us, you'll see that we're very family oriented and we're very loyal people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you trying to do? I know, like, when, it's a common theme. People try a gym out for a couple months, cancel the membership, and try another one. What are you guys trying to do to keep memberships at your guys' gym? Because obviously this is a business. You guys need those memberships and keep growing.
Yeah. I think one of them, one of the things that we like to make ourselves different is the luxurious and kind of the uniqueness of our style. Our gym is clean. When you go in, you don't have 15 and 16-year-old boys standing in front of a mirror hogging equipment. You go in and you can get what you need and work out and you'll be done. Mm-hmm. So our quality of members, I think, is what we're trying to attract. We don't want to attract just a bunch of people who, and if they are quitting or canceling their membership, usually it's people who are moving out of state. And that's people who work at like Sandia Labs or Los Alamos that travel all the way down to come and go to our gym and then end up leaving. A lot of our members, they stay and they love our location. It's beautiful. I'm biased. I've spent time creating our red light room. Donald had posted a picture like a few days ago and he just looks good. But you get to see aesthetically, like I want to make it so that you go and you're like, wow, like I want to stay here. I want to hang out. I want to take a selfie. I want to post it. That's my goal, is kind of making it aesthetically pleasing and attracting that sort of crowd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully you guys' gym pops off. Wishing you guys best of luck on that gym.
It's growing.
Yeah. Are you guys also expanding to eventually would you expand into like a combat sport gym? Or
we do have boxing currently. Okay. Yeah. So we have boxing right now. It's Monday through Thursdays, and the boxing classes have actually grown pretty big. Mm-hmm. So we probably have about 20 students, and it ranges from like ages 5 to in their 50s, and they go and they get to train like side by side with Donald. Like, and I think a lot of people find that motivating. Like, oh shit, if he's doing it, like this is something I can do and learn from him, and that's something that I enjoy with him too.
Mm-hmm. And correct me if I'm wrong, you guys have a sports bar as well, right?
We do.
Man, you guys are just printing money out your ass, right?
I know, yeah, right? We do. We co-own that one with Gerald and Bianca. So Damasio's?
Yeah.
Just like down the street right here. So the owners of that one, we co-own with OTs is what we call it. And we have a lot of like our community events. So we do kickboxing, boxing. We just had a grappling show this last weekend, and those are actually really big because there's not a lot of community events where you can go and pay to see somebody get punched like that, other than like pro fighting, which some people don't always have the money for pro fighting. So this really goes back to giving kids something to do instead of just being on the street. We're giving them the tools like discipline and motivation to go out there, and either if this is something that they want to do, cool. But if this is something that is just kind of like a pastime, they're filling their time, at least they're off the streets. They're not doing dumb shit like selling drugs. Like they're actually in the gym and they're working their ass off to get somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun.
And OTS, wasn't it closed, right?
It was. We had initially bought it, I want to say like in 2021, and we had issues because of COVID and all of that, but the homeless people actually went and stole all of the copper out. So we had to like redo all of the electrical in there. And then when it was Sandbar, they had that bar rescue people go in there, and apparently they didn't do things by pulling permits. So a lot of it was red tagged when we went and got it checked through the city. So we had to a lot of work on that. Finally, now that it's green, it's been kind of slow, like on certain weekdays, like Mondays and Tuesdays, I think are our slowest, but that's every restaurant in general. Those are the slowest days, but we have a lot of live events now, live music, volleyball is coming back, and then eventually we want to make that court in the front, just something a little different.
What's a harder industry to be in, the gym or the bar industry?
Bar for sure.
Bar?
Yeah.
Is it more expensive or is it just the people you have to deal with?
I mean, it could be expensive, but also the people too. Like when you think of a bar on the business side, I think of like food waste. Like how much food are we wasting if we have a slow day or if it's a slow week or there are holidays. And then I also think of, you know, in Albuquerque, we have an alcohol problem. Everybody kind of drinks a little bit too much. So having to cut people off and then people getting angry, like that sort of thing. And we, for the most part, we don't have too many issues with that. But I think both have their pros and cons in both businesses.
Which one do you think you like more, though?
I like the gym.
Like the gym?
I like the gym because that's my baby. Like I really have spent a lot of time and effort like creating protocols and trying to train my staff, and I have this big vision for it. And the bar, I mean, I did that for 10 years. I love it. It has a spot in my heart. But right now with where I'm at, the gym is what I see. Really, I want to focus on that and grow it.
And now you said you want to get your master's degree, but wouldn't it make more sense just to like kind of like let go of nursing and focus more both on those other two businesses you guys acquired?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
I'm hungry. I want more. I want everything. My master's degree, it'll allow me to be my own boss. Like I don't need a doctor to sign off on stuff that I want to do. I can go and do that on my own. And a big thing that I want to do is aesthetics. I want to get back into Botox and filler. I did that last year for about 9 months. And then New Mexico came out with some new regulations with the Board of Nursing. So the job that I had wasn't going to be in compliance with the Board of Nursing. So I said, all right, I'm out. I didn't spend $50,000 in 5 years of my life for a license that could be taken away because a company didn't want to be compliant. So it's a big motivator to go back to school and get this master's degree so that I just have a little bit more autonomy. Say for some reason I fail. At least with my master's degree, I can do telehealth. I can work in other hospitals and have flexibility over my own schedule. Because now that's the biggest thing is I never want to fucking have a boss again. It's hard having a boss now with my nursing job and somebody telling me what to do and when to do it. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'll take care of that when I can. Like, it's not, if it's important, 100%. But half the stuff that corporations make you do nowadays is just fucking checking boxes, and it's bullshit.
So eventually, is there something that you really just want to put all of your focus in, or you want to still keep doing everything you can?
I like my hands in multiple pots.
Well, why is that? You just like the grind? You like the money?
I like the grind. I mean, I want to be a millionaire and eventually a billionaire, and I think having your money in more than one area is the way to do that.
Absolutely.
What goals do you have as far as the bar goes? Do you want it to keep it like, I know, because there's like a sand area and like a volleyball court. Do you guys want to do something with that? Like,
yes, it goes back to finding good staff. Helping, like we want people to grow with us, and it's hard nowadays to find people who can multitask. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And in the bar industry, you have a lot of people who have sticky fingers.
Who would you give props to on like you being this way on your?
Yeah, you have a really good demeanor as a woman. I'm not trying to bash on any girls here.
It's not usual for Albuquerque, New Mexico people.
Donald for sure. Like he speaks like this power into me. Like before. Not that I was a bad person, but I think I've grown a lot just being with him and being around somebody like him. I mean, he's different. I think I always kind of had it in me. I just was never in the right environment. And now, like, I'm in this environment where I see it's possible and I want it. Like, and I can achieve that, especially with somebody like him by my side.
Yeah.
What kind of person were before you met him? Were you kind of like insecure? Were you kind of like to yourself?
I mean, prior to him, I was in a very toxic relationship from when I was 18 till when I was about 25. A lot of drinking. All we would do on the weekends is party. He would cheat on me a lot. I mean, I know you hear those sob stories, but he would cheat on me with like our friends, and it would be the same friends that we're fucking sitting and drinking with, and nobody would say anything. So I had like almost like my demons with drinking. And then now, like, I'm 3 years sober, a little bit more than 3 years sober today. So I just don't see I just don't see myself drinking again because of how much it changed me like, as a person. If I had any issues when I was younger, I would just go and drink. Be like, hey, let's go to the bar. Let's go do this. I'd get off of work because I had a long day. Hey, let's go get shots. Let's go get dinner. Like, it was just something that I did. And I don't know. I just...
So don't you think it's contradictory though, since you do own a bar, but you also do a gym and everything like that?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah, a little bit. And that's, people always say that too. When we were talking at the gym, they're like, you own a bar too? Like, you got to pick one or the other. I mean, but the bar is the fun part. Like, we get to have events and get to, like, people do drink. Like, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I just don't want that for myself. Like, so bringing people together, that's where people get social and they want to scream for their people who are winning their fight or whatever that they're doing. Like, I like that. I liked being in bars. It's fun to get people drunk. I just don't like the person I am when I'm drunk. Yeah. But then at the same time, like, people's health is also a priority. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a big conspiracy theorist when it comes to big pharma. I can go down a whole rabbit hole on why alcohol is still legal. And honestly, like, look how many issues come from drinking alcohol. And if you don't know, it's diabetes, it's liver issues, it's things that go wrong with your brain. You can have heart attacks, you can have strokes. Like, there's so many different things that can go wrong with drinking alcohol. But if we don't have alcohol, big pharma doesn't profit. So
that is true.
I don't know.
Yeah. How do you feel like, let's just say you're serving someone at the bar, you know, they get a little too trash and they go out driving and they hit someone and get someone seriously injured. Do you feel a sense of guilt that you're the one that's serving alcohol, or is just like that was on them?
So that's a part of our like server training. When you get your like when you get your server's license, you want to prevent that. But at the same time, we are all in charge of like ourselves. Like, who knows? They could have been drinking in their car. They could have had drinks prior to coming to your bar. But it takes talking to people. It takes kind of the conversation of, hey, how's your day been? What do you want to drink? I'm watching everything that they're doing, and that kind of will tell me how intoxicated that they are.
I see. Why do you think you said Albuquerque or New Mexico overall has a drinking problem? What do you think that is here? Like, what is it about the state that?
I don't know. It's like, it's the same reason, like, I don't understand why people can't be happy when other people are successful. You know, everybody just kind of, they want to stir in their own misery and not want what's best for other people if they can't have it themselves. I just think it's just somebody's pastime.
I see.
That, or we're a federally funded state. What else are they going to do?
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I mean, I'm from Brazil, and there we never seen alcohol as such a bad thing. Or, and I mean, of course, there's people that are addicted to it, alcoholics and things like that, but it was never. There's a shift here. Like, once you turn 21, you can drink. Or when I went to college here, people were drinking themselves to almost death. Like, you see people in the dorms laying down, passed out, and there it's not a big deal. When you're young, you have a sip of alcohol, but you're not abusing it.
Yeah.
So
it's scary. I mean, when I worked in the hospital, I used to do a lot with alcoholism and like alcohol withdrawals, and it is scary, like, to see people to that extent. But I honestly don't know what fuels it. Like, it could be that here we have a lot of Hispanic families, and that's in their culture, is when we get together as a family, we're going to party. It could be that that's just something that everybody does. I don't know. I mean, I wish it would change. And that's what really me and Donald want to do in our community, is we want you to come to the gym. If you're hungover, cool, get the fuck over it and get up and do your 20 burpees. Like, but we don't want that for you. Like, you deserve better than that as a person.
Yeah, makes sense.
What do you feel like your gym and your bar, you're trying to change that culture as far as the negativity in Albuquerque?
I mean, yes and no. It all kind of starts with yourself, in my honest opinion. You have to want that for yourself, and then want to change your environment. We can give you all the tools, but if you're not wanting to use the tools, we really have no say over that.
Yeah.
So right now, you want to get your master's degree. What other goals and ambitions are you really trying to strive for in the future that you really have?
I definitely want to get into real estate. I think having a real estate portfolio would be really big. So that would be one of my next goals, is to either become a real estate agent, adding something else to the pot, or just kind of investing and having commercial properties. One of which that I'm interested in doing is like when you see like nursing homes, not necessarily to that large of an extent yet, but smaller ones to where I have 5 or 6 patients that live in this 6,000 square foot home. I own the house. I'm the doctor that's going in and I'm seeing your mom or your dad or your grandma, and you're paying me $6,000 a month to staff it and to also have the doctor there whenever you need it. And that's something that I'd be interested in. We've talked about owning like a beehive. I think a beehive to break ground and get everything started, I think it was around $625,000, which really isn't that bad when you look at.
To make honey, right?
Huh?
To make honey, right?
Yeah, that would be a lot of honey. So a beehive is an assisted living facility here in Albuquerque, but they're franchises. So you can invest in one, and typically they have about 2 to 3 buildings with maybe like 10 to 20 patients in a building. And living in those is not cheap. Those people pay a lot of money to be in those facilities, but they need the help. And that's something healthcare wise, our baby boomer population is getting older. Being in home healthcare, I see the disadvantage that a lot of people have where they don't have a lot of family or they don't have people who want to help them. So kind of giving them the opportunity to get into a place like that would be nice. So I kind of go back and forth because a lot of people are like, oh, you're so money hungry. Money buys freedom. But I'm trying to buy my freedom of my time. I want to spend my time however I want. I don't want to spend my time fucking working for money.
Yeah, be like 50 or 60, then end up retiring. You want to able to achieve that a lot earlier.
Yep. Imagine being 50 and 60 and you wait to see the world, but then you have health problems.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reality of our society. That's what the American dream is it's you wait until you're 65, almost 70 years old, and then you retire and you live on $800 of Social Security and whatever retirement plan that you had, and then you're sick.
Yeah. Like Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, you know, whenever he's on his deathbed, he literally said that when his health is deteriorating, that how insufficient money is whenever your health is just gone.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know,
and
this guy's a multi-billionaire. He could have, you know, it's sad.
It is. I mean, I hate to see it. I deal with a lot of geriatric patients, and that's their reality. But you can't talk somebody out of their reality at that age. You just kind of have to teach them different ways to look about it.
Well, I appreciate you coming on here, Madissyn.
Yeah.
To give us your little backstory, your little goals, your ambitions. I wish you and your husband the absolute best.
Thank
Hopefully he rocks his homie shit and gets the
He's
title.
going to. Fuck that.
So,
Fuck that little pussy.
Yeah.
Can't fucking stand that guy.
That'd be great to see.
Yeah, it is.
That'd be great to see.
We saw him in California like maybe it was last year. And he kept trying to avoid us. And Donald's been calling him out on social media for a while.
Yeah.
And on social media, he's this big bag, haha, not going to happen. But then in person, we see him and he's avoiding Donald. And he's only like, to me, he's like a 5'9" stocky dude. But Donald's 6 foot. So I'm like, babe, you got this. Like, he doesn't even want to look at you. He was walking around so proud with that belt, which good for him. He's a great fighter.
Yeah.
I think that he has a great background. I believe he was in the UFC. But Donald is just a different beast, and that's what he just doesn't get. Like, I can't wait to see that belt around Donald's waist.
And the fight's here, right?
And the fight's here. It's at Tingley. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What day is it again?
June 6th.
June 6th. All right.
I know. Let me know if you want tickets. We'll have them soon. I know we've already sold like 30 tables, and so trying to get those out in the next few weeks, but the tickets should be coming soon.
Cool.
Okay, definitely gonna go.
You pay taxes online, but not with us, so that's the nice part. We don't fucking
cash
like taxes.
transactions only.
Exactly. Yeah. Cash is king.
Yeah. I wish OTS the best. I wish your guys' gym the best. You know, Albuquerque is really hoping that your husband takes home the gold in the next couple of weeks. And I really appreciate you coming on here, telling your life story. You know, it was lovely to have you as a guest here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before we end today's podcast today, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to our 2 main sponsors. We got Hookah Kings, the top-rated hookah lounge in New Mexico, and Merino Media, quality content for your business and image. And I'll see you guys next time on the Smart Talk.